Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Sports Fury. I'm Josh.
And I'm Shawn.
And we are talking touchdown celebrations.
Yes, sir.
They are back. Finally. I mean, they started getting heavily penalized back, going back to, 2006. That's when they started really cracking down the NFL on touchdown celebrations, saying they're very unsportsmanlike and shit like that. And they really started taking away like a lot of the fun, right? Because there's some big-time personalities in the NFL, especially at that time. You know, you get T.O. and Chad Johnson and shit like that.
Yeah, Chad Ochocinco. Mm-hmm. But I think the NFL kind of got away from it, not realizing that the celebrations weren't really... I can understand some might be unsportsmanlike, but it wasn't for anything against the other team. It was for the fans.
Yeah.
It's for us to be, like, celebrating with them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And to get to see our players' personalities. You know?
Exactly. I mean, you know... I can, like you said, like I can understand those ones that are very malicious. Like you don't want Randy Moss, mimicking pulling down his pants and mooning the fucking audience or whatever. You don't want T.O., disrespecting the Dallas Cowboys star and shit like that.
Fuck that.
Maliciously disrespecting somebody else, right?
Yeah.
You don't want that shit to happen, but all that other stuff was just fucking great, and they started really cracking down on that shit. And but you know what? Things change when your fucking ratings start falling. You start to make some fucking changes. So they decided to do that. Now, here's what they're really bringing back, okay? Because there's still some, things that you can do and still things you can't do. Things that they can do now is they can go to the ground. For example, like it's snowing, it's a snow game, and you want to fall to the ground and make a snow angel or whatever, or just jump to the ground and do some stupid dance or something. That's fine. That's fine now. You can use that back again, and you can also use the ball as a prop now. So for those guys like Vernon Davis who like to take the football and shoot it like a basketball over the crossbar, he's allowed to do that now. So you can use a ball as a prop, and I like that. And that was one of the most dumbest penalties that would get penalized. Right? Yeah. Was the ones that players would do. Really fun things like that, using the ball as a prop, and you see that flag being thrown out. I'm like, come on, that's bullshit.
Yeah,
but there's still some things you can't do. You can't use violent or offensive imagery. Like you can't, you can't go like this to the other team or to the fans or whatever. You can't pretend like you're shooting guns or even using the fucking bow and arrow like Brandon Cooks likes to do. You can't do that shit. And you also can't do explicit sexual acts or something like that. So, for example, last year, Antonio Brown, he started twerking. That's still going to be penalized. Yeah. Or like what I mentioned earlier, Randy Moss. Yeah, pretending he's mooning the fans. That's still going to be penalized. So,
but what I do like is that they're allowing group celebrations.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Which is awesome.
That's fine.
So happy. They could do props. They could do the whole group celebrations. Maybe do that bowling thing, right? We've seen in movies.
Yep, I like that one.
Things. I'm so glad they're bringing it back, and I'm okay with the twerking, the explicit stuff, all that. I understand, you want to set an example because there's little kids watching. Also, I know you can't dunk the ball anymore. And that didn't really make sense, dunk over the crossbar. But at the end of the day, when Jimmy Graham dunked it that one time and bent the crossbar and it delayed the game by like 10 minutes because they had to readjust it and realign it, that's probably why that's still banned.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to have any delays in the game altogether, right? So I'm okay with all the rule changes, and I'm okay with some of them, like the bow and arrow. I don't see the harm in that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like he's aiming at anybody, but I guess you have to make it like a one line. You can't have like a gray area because then there's a lot of gray area stuff that will come up. So I'm okay with it.
But some people aren't okay with this. Like people like head coach Marvin Lewis from the Cincinnati Bengals. He came out and he said he does not like the fact that the NFL are bringing back some of the touchdown celebrations. He doesn't like that. And that's kind of funny, Marvin Lewis saying that, because he had one of the best players at touchdown celebrations in Chad Ochocinco. Chad Johnson.
Chad Johnson, what?
So,
oh, God.
I guess that goes to show that back when he was doing that kind of stuff, Chad Johnson, that was pissing off Marvin Lewis. He's one of those traditional guys. I don't even know what the fuck that means, because touchdown celebrations have been around for a long time. NFL is a very emotional sport. And I want to see these guys celebrate when they fucking do something great. And so guys like Marvin Lewis, it's like you're setting a bad example for the young people. Like,
get the hell out of here.
Shut up. Come on.
Stupid. They're still flags for the inappropriate
things.
That's not change, Marvin. I don't know what he's talking about. And then also, like, I can't remember. I was on Twitter, and I think they asked a player about it. I can't remember who now. But he said this allows the players to be themselves.
Exactly, showcasing personality.
And how often do we want to watch? We watch this game and watch them play. And honestly, the most enjoyment I get out of this is getting to see them on the sidelines interacting with other players.
Yeah.
Watching Hard Knocks or training camp video and seeing them interact with each other. I like to get to know my players personally as a fan, so I can relate to them. And not just watch them play every game. You know, they're not just players, they're human beings. And, you know, to me, I like to get to know them. And that's where we'll be able to see more of them on the field.
Yep. And, again, make no mistake about it. This is happening because of how bad the ratings were last year. They went down a lot, and the NFL is trying to make up for that. And this is one of the ways that they can try to make it, you know, to get away from that stigma or that moniker of the no fun league. They want to get away from that. They want people to start watching and having fun again. And people like Marvin Lewis, like, just come on, grow a personality. Fuck, man, pick it off the ground, put it in your pocket,
that's probably why
and
he's
have
be
one.
Fired after this year.
But let's get into this coming up season and all the touchdowns that are going to be happening, celebrations that we're going to be seeing. Who are you looking forward to the most at scoring touchdowns? Because you know they're going to give a good ass performance. I mean, and just think back to like guys like T.O. and Chad Johnson. I would say the receivers would probably have been the best. I mean, T.O. used to do some really cool shit, and Chad Johnson some really clever things, like having cell phones in the padding of the goddamn the goalposts and shit like that, making phone calls and stuff. But
you know, to me, obviously, I think we both can agree Odell Beckham's probably going to have some crazy ass dance moves.
Oh fuck,
he's probably going to.
That's an emotional dude.
Yeah, he's probably going to be breakdancing out there. But
you've seen some of those videos on Facebook and shit that bust out on that dude. That dude's crazy.
It's tough. You know, I might think that I'm excited as a Cowboy to see what Zeke does. He already did the little kettle jump, which will be legal now. Which will be legal because that's technically a prop.
That was a good one. That was probably my favorite one from last year. That was a good one.
That easily could have sparked why they're finding him for that and flagging him when that actually went to a good cause, right?
Yeah, that was some backlash there for the NFL, PR-wise.
Yes. Like, you find a guy for helping raise money.
Like, all right, now you're taking it way too serious, guys.
Way too serious. But I don't know. Like, I'm looking forward to these young guys coming out and seeing what they can do, you know?
I can't wait till Antonio Brown scores some touchdowns because this dude that's a fun player to watch. Not just play, but, you know, he likes to have fun. And I can't wait for him to score a touchdown. And, of course, Gronkowski. I can't wait for that dude to score a touchdown. That dude's going to be fun as shit to watch. And
is he going to do the traditional spike? Do you think he's going to do something else?
Oh, he's going to do all kinds of shit. He's going to have all kinds of tricks up his sleeve. And I can't wait to see like the camera cut back to Bill Belichick and see what his face looks like when Gronk's doing that. And as far as like some of the rookies, like I hope Mixon scores a couple of touchdowns and has some fun with it because I want to see Marvin Lewis blow a gasket because I don't know if AJ Green will do anything crazy. He doesn't seem like that kind of guy. Maybe he might be. I don't know, but I think
it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to more fall on these younger guys because a lot of these guys that have been in the league for so long, they're trained not to do anything. So it's like repetition, right? It's like a habit not to celebrate too crazy.
I want to see some defensive players score some touchdowns. I want to see J.J. Watt get a pick six or something, or a fumble recovery. I want to see Richard Sherman, what he would do if he gets a pick six and goes for a touchdown. I bet he would have some fun celebrations. So, those are some of the guys that I'm looking forward to next year. You guys let us know what you think about the touchdown celebrations coming back. Are you excited about it, or are you like Marvin Lewis and you're like, this is going to set a bad example for the children? Won't somebody think about the children? Oh my God. Grow a fucking personality. Shit, Marvin Lewis. I don't know
where that voice came from, Josh, but
I don't know. I don't know. Shit just happens that way. But, and let us know who you guys are looking forward to seeing score some touchdowns, and who do you think will have the best ones next year, now that they're, for the most part, legal now. So let us know in the comments down below. Like this video, and subscribe if you haven't already. Share this with your friends, and make sure to follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, check us out.
We got that Twitter now, so go follow us. So that way you
can
talk to each other and shit. So, yeah, later.